What do you do with the lead that you've been working isn't interested in your product or service anymore? Most salespeople, what they do is they mark that lead as disqualified or mark them lost. But I'm here to tell you that there are things that you can do with this lead that is opportunistic, that you're going to love, that you're probably not doing. The upside of a prospect that isn't interested are three things, and pay attention closely and take notes. I'll give you the high level first, and then I'll go bit by bit. Number one, practice. Number two, feedback. And number three, referrals. Let's break this down. So if I'm talking to a lead that is no longer interested in my service, let's say you're cold calling this particular lead, or you're in conversation, you've done a discovery call or a demo, whatever it is, and you're still communicating with them via email, via phone, whatever it may be, use that opportunity to practice your sales skills on that lead. So let's say you're cold calling and that lead is just not interested. Instead of just freaking out and saying, all right, thank you, sorry to bother, and hang up, use that opportunity to actually practice your rebuttals and your discovery questions. If you're on a demo and the lead is telling you, hey, I'm not interested, this is, I appreciate you going through the demo, but this is not for us, use that opportunity to ask difficult and challenging questions that extracts a little bit more information from the prospect. If you're on a discovery call and the lead is just not interested, they're just not vibing with you, and you sense that it's not going to go anywhere, use that opportunity to practice your discovery. Whatever you're practicing in sales, whatever YouTube channel you've been watching, or sales book you've been reading, or TikTok video you've been watching about sales and skills, whatever it is, the time to practice it is on a lead that isn't interested. So that's number one. The opportunity, the upside of a lead that isn't interested in you is you're able to practice on them. Upside number two, get feedback. I remember when I was getting into sales, specifically, I was doing real estate. I was cold calling and door knocking, and I cold call a bunch of leads, and they're like, "Hey, we're not interested." And I was like, "Damn!" And I kept hitting a brick wall. And so I said one day to them, "I'm like, hey, can I just ask you a question? I'm not trying to sell you anything. Do you mind if I sort of want your help here. I just need some feedback." They're like, "Yeah, what's up?" I'm like, I'm cold calling every day. Obviously, you answered the phone, and you're not interested. I'm not here to sell you. But in your opinion, what do you think I could have done differently? What opening line would have caught your attention? What do you think I could have said that would have made you interested? And I would use that opportunity to ask my buyer persona, even though they're not interested, for feedback. So the next time I spoke to a buyer persona, another lead, I learned something from the previous lead that can now apply to this new lead. I remember also when then I got into B2B SaaS sales. I was a VP of sales at a cybersecurity software company, and I was calling leads that showed interest. And I got on the phone with a CIO. Sorry, not a CIO, chief. I don't even know what it stands for anymore. And they are chief IT officer. I think that's what it is. And they weren't interested. They're like, "Hey, I appreciate it. We're not interested." I said, "Okay, no problem. Can I ask you a question? It's a little bit of a weird question." He said, "Yeah, what's up?" I said, "Is it me, or are people in IT, head of IT and CIOs just not interested in salespeople? They don't like salespeople." And he's like, "Do you want the truth?" I said, "Yeah, I'm really just looking for feedback here." We ended up spending 1 hour on the phone, him teaching me how a CIO thinks, what they care about, what they hate, what triggers them, what excites them, and what I should say the next time I speak to a CIO. That conversation changed everything for me. I started changing up my emails, my follow-ups, everything, and I ended up closing a lot more deals and getting more interest from CIOs. So wherever you are, whatever industry you're in, even though I am in the B2B SaaS industry, it doesn't matter if you're in real estate, insurance, whatever it is. If you are talking to a prospect that isn't interested, use that opportunity to ask them for feedback on where to improve. And tell them, I don't want to sell you anything. I just want to improve on my next call. I promise you. I'll take you off my list. I'll unsubscribe you, whatever it is. I just want to learn. Trust me, 80, 90% of the time, they'll give you some feedback. And number three, the ultimate one, which I love. If you are no longer going to work a lead because they're not interested, what do you have to lose by asking them for a referral? Excuse me. Asking for a referral. "Hey, Moore, we're not interested. I totally understand. No worries. Don't worry about it. It's all good." I mean, out of curiosity, it's sort of a weird question, prospect. Who else do you think would be interested in something like this that I have to offer? Or I'm talking to a lead on a discovery call, and we're going through discovery, or I'm doing a demo, and they're not interested. They say, you know, I took this back to my committee, my buying committee, whatever it is, my CEO, my partner, my colleague, whatever, and they said they're not gonna go with you guys because they're just gonna renew with existing software, and but maybe we'll look at this in next quarter. Okay. Well, in the meantime, who else do you know that you think could have interest in something like this? I will ask for a referral for a lead that isn't interested because I have nothing to lose. They're going to go anyways. Might as well try to extract something from them. And by the way, even if you're working a lead that is interested and you're having a good time and all that and you're vibing out, ask for a referral regardless, but especially when it's definitely not a fit. So, as a recap, the upside of a prospect that isn't interested is you're able to practice on them. You're able to get feedback so you can improve on your next calls and your next demos and discovery and cold calls and prospecting, etc. And the third one is you're able to ask for a referral. So you actually have 3 really valuable things that you can use with this situation. The downside is that you don't close them. Big deal. Once you realize that there's an opportunity in something that's lost, the downside goes away. You're like, all right, cool. So I have 4 upsides here. The best ideal situation is I win. I close them, right? They're a customer. That's the best situation. Second best, all right, I get to practice at least. Third, I get feedback. Fourth, I get a referral. There are 4 opportunities in a lead in a deal that doesn't go your way. Think about that for a minute. All right. If you found this helpful, then subscribe to the channel, share it out. I'll see you next time.